Well, you guys had like a
fun.
most muscular train going on, and then you pulled all those guys right off the stage, almost.
Yeah, just they were trying to hold on.
Muscle Nomads. Here we are again with the champ, Aaron. How's it going?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Living that champ life. After winning the G-Ning WBFF amateur something championships.
It was a pretty big show, right? How many people in the show overall, completely?
Overall, I think overall about 200 people.
Yeah, okay, that's a good show.
Majority men's physique and classic as usual.
Yeah, of course. I saw
barely
that
any bikini girls in the show. Hardly any. It was like full sausage fest.
Good.
Not really.
Yeah, at least you go through the classes fast.
Usually there's bikini girls like everywhere you go and everywhere you look when you're sort of getting tanned and warmed up and stuff, and you're messing around backstage. But this show was like they only had 2 or 3 lineups of bikini girls with just 3 or 4 girls each. So that was
no distractions. Strange. No distractions for you backstage. Yeah, sucks.
You know what? I never get distracted backstage anyway by girls because you just. I wouldn't be able to do anything with them if I wanted to.
No, I know. Yeah, you're too dehydrated, too married,
way too married.
Yeah, way too married. So how did the show go? How did everything go,
good.
The whole process?
It was good. It was a good experience. They were a very nice, like the company and everyone that was running it. They're very good, very welcoming. You know, a lot of the time, if you're a foreigner, sometimes you might just get kind of, pushed to the side, like, oh, it's just a foreigner showing up. We'll see what he looks like, give him a quick pose off, and then, stick him on the outside and leave him there. So they were very welcoming during the check-ins and everything the day before. They gave me a little shout out, so everyone was like, oh, there's a foreigner here. And so that put a little bit of added attention on.
They invited you, right? The promoter they invited you to compete in the show. So after the last show, the one where you made a name for yourself by placing very high, this promoter invited you and took care of your hotel and all that stuff to get you in the show, right?
Exactly. So that's a nice little Brucey bonus. So it was in the same province where I live, smaller city.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they just wanted, a couple of extra faces just to help promote the show and things like that, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. There was a few really good guys in the overall lineup.
Yeah.
So it certainly wasn't a walk in the park.
Yeah.
But got the job done. Won my class, which was a walk in the park.
Yeah, because those guys next to you, like this was the over 85 kilo class, and you're on stage, what, 106?
I was 110 at that show.
110. Oh, did that? Yeah.
So after a night of pissing out water, probably like 108.
Yeah.
Something like that, 108, 109.
Dwarfed everybody by 20 kilos.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but a couple of them had. One of them had, I would say, better condition than me. He was very nicely deep, typical Chinese, big legs, deep cuts, which is nice to see because a lot of the guys with big Chinese legs just have big legs, but not necessarily a whole lot of detail.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy had a very, very nice physique. I would actually say he should probably do classic. He had very nice structure, very nice shape.
Yeah, he's got quite a good waist and nice quads, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, what had surprised me, like your quads are a little bit behind, right? And it stands out even more compared next to the Chinese guys because they're so quad dominant. And then your upper body just dominates over everybody, making those quads of the other guys seem negligible.
Yeah, I mean,
it's such a contrast.
In certain poses, like because the condition's been pretty good for the last 2 shows.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Especially the DMS show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just that extra bit of detail and just nicely cut legs, although my legs aren't the biggest, the detail goes a long way, and it gives the illusion of them being much bigger. And in certain poses where you can kind of turn out a little bit and do a little bit of a J quad stomp on most musculars and ab poses, it gives them the illusion that I think they look almost big enough, not too small that it looks weird. They're like just big enough for now.
Yeah.
So if you take that and then you take a dominant upper body and the condition, and it was good. It worked. My upper body isn't, or should I say, my legs aren't too far behind that it just looks weird.
No, it's only like in certain poses, like on the side poses, for example, your quads are thick.
Yeah.
Right. Because of the heavy lifting and the full range of motion and all that stuff. And the hardness is there. So from the side poses, there's no discrepancy, but then your upper body is just light years ahead.
Yeah.
It's just in a couple front poses where there's a big difference, because these Asian guys just balloon out like this.
Yeah.
It just widens out. So that's just something that will have to develop for you over time. And then once you have it, it'll be significantly better.
Yeah, it was a good fun show. It was good. They looked after me, treated me very well. All the other bodybuilders and everyone were very nice, very welcoming. So it was an overall very nice experience. Very, very nice to get my first ever win. And to win the overall as well was a mega bonus, because I don't think they give out too many overalls to foreigners here.
I think you're
unless
the first
it's
one.
just like,
I think you're the first
I think
foreigner.
for a long time, especially in open bodybuilding.
I'll overlay your overall pose down, and that was a good show to watch. That was a
they said right 1 minute pose down. I was like, at this point, I'm like, I'm either in first or I'm in third. I had no idea, because they left me out of the final call out. So the first call out, they kept me in the middle. Then they sent us all back. Then they brought out the other two guys again. So I'm like, they're either battling them. They've either chose me as first and they're battling them for second and third, or they're 1 and 2 and they've left me in third.
Right. And
I was like, I didn't really know. I'm like, hopefully the first one, more than likely the first one.
Right,
Well, I was like, I'm not going to risk it. So they were like, 1 minute pose down.
Let's go for it.
I was just screaming and shouting and having a right good old time.
Well, you guys had like a most muscular train going on, and then you pulled all those guys right off the stage almost.
Yeah, just they were trying to hold on.
Yeah,
they love doing that stuff here at Chinese shows. They do all these, like, everyone hug it out and have group pictures and group most musculars, and
you got to do all the Ginju, what is it, Ginza squad posing,
all that stuff. Yeah. It's fun. It adds, it finishes it off so everyone's on high spirits and things like that. It's pretty cool.
It's good. It's good. You entertain the crowd. You were able to get the crowd going a little bit, because they were a bit timid in the beginning. Also,
well, they were quite quiet as well. So after that point where they sent me back, and then they did the second call outs and third call outs or whatever it was, I'm just at the back of the stage, just stood there waiting for them to finish the call outs. And it was quite quiet. So in between all of their poses, when they were hitting poses, I'm in the background on the stage, like, come on, make some fucking noise. The guys either side of me are like, what's this guy doing? Why is he clapping and whistling for the second and third call out guys? And I'm like, just fucking get a bit of energy in the room. They've still busted their asses to be here.
Of course.
Get a little round of applause for a couple of poses isn't gonna.
The Asian culture is so different, compared to what we're used to.
They're very withdrawn. No one wants to stand out. Everyone's like, just get your phone, film what you want to film, and stay out of the spotlight.
Right. It's the same as here at the
background. Like, everyone make some noise. Come on, clap your hands. And bring a bit of energy into the room. And everyone's looking at me a bit like,
this crazy foreigner.
I guess we just join in and clap.
Yeah, right. Okay, so did you join in? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, everyone joined in. Yeah, it added a little bit more of a bit of energy to the room, and having a little bit of banter at the back, a little bit of pushing and shoving at the back of the stage.
Okay, good.
We were all sweating our tits off. It was so hot there.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I'm literally just like slapping like waves of sweat off of the next guy's back. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, fucking, this guy was sweating so much, like his puddle was spreading into my area. It was ridiculous. So hot. Luckily we had that Korean tanning stuff on. So the sweat just runs straight off of it. It doesn't ruin the tan.
Right.
Thank God. Otherwise, we would have all just been.
That a Gentana spray booth this time, right?
That was shit.
It was shit.
That was the worst fucking spray on tan I've ever seen in my life. It was terrible. I actually contacted their head office boss, and I was like, the guys that were there didn't have a fucking clue what they were doing with a spray gun. It was like almost like they watered down the oil as well to make it go further, because it was just dripping off of people as soon as it was sprayed on.
Oh, really?
It didn't, like, it was just all round. Like, I didn't see a single person at that whole show with like good tanning. It was so patchy and crap, and everyone was. Half of the people were washing it off backstage and using their own self-applied stuff.
Yeah, you have to, because otherwise you just ruin your entire prep, by looking off.
Yeah, you can see it in the pre-judging pictures. Like it's just dripping off of me. It looks shit. It looks fucking horrible. So it's hot on that stage as well. So for the overall and finals, I washed it all off and then just did did my own tan on top.
Yeah,
I put a bit of my own tan on top of the spray tan to try and make it look a little bit better. But it didn't.
No, it's always a bit of a struggle, this tanning stuff. So I usually, like with the tanning, you just do the pro tan for like a couple days leading into it, and then on the day of the show, I did the top coat, or it's a base coat. You do that for a couple days while carb loading, and then on the day of the show, you don't really have to do just touch ups. Right? So you don't have to run around and get more tan, and then you see all these guys panicking backstage. And that's
Protan's good for that.
Yeah, Protan.
I usually do like 3 base coats for 3 days beforehand, or 2 days, and then at the show just a spray on top coat, a little bit of show shine, and then you're done.
Then you're done, right? So you don't have to run around. Plus, it won't make you look watery. Like some of these spray tans makes you look watery because it's sprayed on the day of the show, and it will take like 12 hours, 24 hours to absorb. So you'll have a little bit of a layer of water on your skin.
The Protan top coat's pretty good though. It doesn't.
Yeah, that one is good. Yeah.
It seems to sink in and soak in pretty well. It's not too thick. I think the technicians, and most of the Protan technicians, have had some training. So, like these Jantana spray tan guys, I don't want to slag off the brand because I'm sure it is probably just an issue with those technicians. Yeah. But you're supposed to hold a consistent distance, right, with the spray gun.
And consistent.
They're fucking just.
They had no idea what to do.
They had no idea what they were doing. They were just making it up as they go along. They were only told how to turn the machine on, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's what it is. I don't want to sit here and complain about tanning all day. I want to take up too much of your time.